My brothers had the dreams too. Same as me. They wouldn't admit it.
The Absolute calls us all to her design. Your family will answer. Eventually. What's in here?
If you're hearing things, maybe we ought to send you back to the war camp.
I've got a long road ahead. Brothers, sister, pray with me while we wait.
I'm not worthy. I never learned the words.
Yes, you did.
Ever at your service. An honor, true soul.
One mind.
Just focus on the glory to come, yeah? Absolutely picking a fight with the whole damn coast.
And when we win, they'll be looping up to make us lords.
Aye.
I wouldn't have if not for the damsel. To think the Absolute graces such a creature.
We are each of us threads in her design.
That's curious.
Through a narrow crack in the wall, you hear something shift against stone. The pulse of a crawling, living thing. You can't quite catch a glimpse, but you recognize this feeling. The same alien presence you felt on the Nautiloid. Your awareness unfolds, expanding through every wall in the tower, every mind. A vast living network extending down into the dark, where something wakes.
What is that?
It's a trap!
Tendrils snap like iron cords around your wrist. That presence in your mind looms large, closer now. The tendrils tighten, and suddenly you are elsewhere. The presence is no longer approaching you, but encircling you, observing you.
I am. We are.
A pause, as if it struggles to compress its vast being down into terms you can understand.
This is the voice they have given me. To better speak to your kind without breaking you. I was once a servant of the grand design. Now I'm a slave to theirs. But you are the flaw in their design. The single thread that could unravel everything they've planned. They name themselves Chosen, but they are slavers. They will use me to bind this world, but I cannot bind you. You must come to me, so I can become myself again.
A world away, the grip on you tightens. A desperate, drowning thing that pulls you down with it.
Come.
Enough of this! Release yourself!
Well, you've certainly piqued the interest of the Absolute. Though I can think of at least a dozen gods I'd rather.
Careful. It nearly had you.
The sound of flesh echoes from further away, retreated beyond your reach.
All's well that ends not as bad as it could have.
It ain't pretty, but it can take a beating.
It'll need to. Cleric's magic won't hold out the darkness forever.
See if there's anything you need. We don't know when the next blow might land. Take care now.
Too dark to tell.
I bet they're close. Watching us.
You're here! You're all right! How?
We're two tiefling queens, remember? I couldn't leave my favorite bard without her partner in crime. I did have some help from an old friend, though.
How did you do it? Then I'm glad you're on our side.
You should have seen her. She was brave, but also terrifying. In a good way.
I never thought I'd see... well, anyone again. Thank you. 1,000 times, thank you. One last favor. Take this off my hands. It suits you better.
Here is good.
Why are you smiling at me?
I'm just glad you're safe.
Uh-huh.
Oh, you made it. Well done. Steering a boat is hardly a challenge. And this place is near a beacon in the darkness. Now, was there something else?
Did I not already? How remiss of me. Here. That should cover your services. I am more than a part. I am its oil and gears. I am its purpose, its leader. We are inventors of the highest order, matched, perhaps, but never surpassed by the Gondians at the High House of Wonders. But our forebears were foolish, complicit with Saravok's madness over a century past. And so, we were banished. We still are to this day. The very one. It's the only mistake the Iron Hand gnomes ever made. And it cost us everything. I have fought tooth and nail to restore our reputation. Particularly against the Gondian detractors who live in glass houses. Our return to Baldur's Gate will usher in a new era for the Iron Hand gnomes. The realm deserves the benefit of our genius. I have plans in Baldur's Gate. The work of many years' labor that will finally bear fruit. You should look for me once we're in the city. The name Wolverine Bongle will be mentioned among many. I've little doubt. That's Iron Hand gnome business. Appreciate it.
The shadows haven't consumed you. Good. Gruesome, isn't it? I'm glad you survived the encounter, at least. Did you learn anything more? Chosen? Oh, that's 3 masters Ketherick has served. Our paladin isn't very picky. He's aligned himself with mind flayers. But I cannot see what he gains. Perhaps we can force it out of him once we have him up against a wall. Was there anything else? Then speak. The same way hoppers learn of anything. Poking noses where they don't belong. We sent an agent to infiltrate this cult. Latest fad among the city's bored nobility, I thought. Until that same agent returned and tried to plant a knife in my neck. My first encounter with a true soul. I'm glad ours ended on friendlier terms. From there, I made some inquiries of my own. Saw firsthand how easily the cult could turn friend to foe with but the twist of a tadpole. And so I gathered my harpers and came to the source. Moonrise Towers.
Anything?
Oakfather preserve you. Then you'll have me. Lead on.
Take care now.
dark to tell.
I bet they're close.
Cursed to put my hands on everything.
Is there something you want to talk about, my dear?
Shah's blessings upon you.
Good evening. I'm here on behalf of Gale of Waterdeep. He wishes to extend you an invitation for a private conversation in a more suitable locale. You are speaking to a mere projection of Gale. His appearance, his voice, and a certain measure of his personality, reconstituted in this case to play as emissary and usher. Would you care to join him? What little I could glean from the portion of his mind that is open to me, it is a matter most urgent. Gladly. Simply follow yonder path, and soon you will find him.
I love this time of night. There's an almost reverent silence that accompanies the peak of darkness, when you'd almost believe the dawn will never break. The cradle of eternity. The timelessness of lovers. That most beautiful of fantasies. I wanted to see you, while I still could. This may be my last night alive. I wanted it to be under a canopy of beauty and wonder. I thought this place might bring me peace. I thought it might make the weight of what I must do feel a little lighter. But I'm not so sure. Afraid? No. I am terrified. But fear, or courage, or reason cannot change the charge I've been given. There is no point in running from the inevitable. Better to meet it on my own terms. I can feel it. Ever since we set foot in this strange, corrupted land. The closer we get, the heavier my own heart becomes. Stay with me a while, will you? Day will come all too soon, even in this place. good night indeed. The fairest I can imagine.
Gods, you're beautiful. Then I'll see your delicious self tonight. I'm all pointy ears, my love. I don't know, but isn't it nice not to know? You're not a victim, not a target. Not just one night it's better to forget. But then, whatever in the world could you be?
What's on your mind? Alas, no. The charm Elminster granted me requires my death as the spark that will light the orb's fuse. Making myself invulnerable, immortal, or in any other fashion unkillable would render it useless. And gods only know what it might do to the orb itself. Still, I see no harm in learning what we can about this night song. And if we manage to find it, the harm will be all Ketheric's. So, well worth indulging our curiosity.
Please. There is little more to be said on the subject. The best thing you and I can do is march on towards whatever awaits us.
The end may be close. Time to reap what we have sown.
Well met.
Chihiro wants to know about supplies.
See if there's anything you need. We don't know when the next blow might land. Take care now.